Hey, what's up, y'all? This is our fourth episode for the Astro Tech Quest. How we feeling? How we doing? Today, we're gonna talk about some recent news. If you watch like ABC 7 News when you have like nothing to do, you probably saw that NASA has made some huge accomplishment. Uh, something that the space industry is would really like to see. So if you had the chance, you can check that out, and then maybe we can discuss about this. I'll discuss about it. You can give your thoughts. You can give your opinions, and whatnot, and I'll also give my opinions and thoughts too, and whatnot. So if you're like watching this through YouTube or some other softwares where you can like comment on my podcast and whatnot, then go ahead. You can like put what your opinion is, what your thoughts on it. What do you think is gonna happen with NASA and all, not NASA, but like NASA's mission, which I'm gonna mention soon. But I'll kind of like leave it a little surprise. It's not even a surprise. I will talk about it like the next 5 minutes. But anyways, before I get started, you should do like the regular thing. If you haven't subscribed or followed, make sure you do that. Remember, I have channels across like YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and even Apple Podcasts. So check that out if you haven't. And if your friends or family and your relatives that are interested in, or colleagues that are interested in space and tech, or both at the same time, then you can share the podcast to them. And if you think he's really interested, you can share your thoughts about it. And so we're going to try to like create a community and whatnot. Alrighty, so I guess let's get started. So NASA has this capsule. It's called OSIRIS-REx. That's a pretty cool name, I must say. I'll probably name a capsule OSIRIS-REx. That's a really cool name, I would say. But anyways, they planned a mission like really recently where they would go to this asteroid called Bennu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this properly. If I pronounce this incorrectly, it's that's horrible. You know what? I'm gonna like search up right now. Like, what's the pronunciation of Bennu or whatnot? All right, pronunciation of Bennu, the asteroid. Oh, just Bennu. Okay, Bennu. Okay, so I'm pronouncing it correctly. Okay, that's good. All right. So basically, it's a mission to go to Bennu, an asteroid, and they want to collect samples of Bennu. And why? Why Bennu? What is called captivating of this asteroid? This asteroid is 4.5 billion years old. That's crazy. I don't know how they figured this out, but they figured it out. And apparently, because it's 4.5 billion years old, they thought that, hey, this asteroid could tell some information about what happened 4.5 billion years ago. And if you don't know what happened 4.5 billion years ago, the Earth formed, the world formed, yeah, and the solar system formed too. That's crazy, right? So they apparently, NASA, they were curious about this. They're like, oh, Bennu, that's an asteroid that's 4.5 billion years old. It might give some clues about how our solar system formed. How did because we obviously would want to know how did life just appear out of nowhere, right? It doesn't always make you curious, like during math class or whatnot. So obviously they wanted to know like, oh, is there like any information on how life started or origin or organic molecules. They want to know that information. So what they did is back in 2020 they collected some samples from Bennu. Not like they collected samples, but like I think they retrieved some samples. I think it was not from NASA, or maybe it was from NASA, but they collected some samples and they were like, whoa, okay, this is like the real deal. We got to collect more samples because this ain't it. We need more. We got to get more information because the scientists back on Earth are very curious about what's going on. Not what's going on, but like how did the solar system form? How did the world form? How did we form? I don't know, right? So that's one thing. They obviously wanted to go to Bennu, and also they did this mission with two agencies along with other scientists, including JAXA, which is the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and CSA, Canadian Space Agency. And obviously the other scientists that they took like a bunch of scientists, like I think like 200 scientists, they put them in a cohort, and then they wanted to make this mission a possibility. So today was a big day for them because, so again, because of that inspiration, they sent a capsule, the OSIRIS-REx capsule, to Bennu, and it will, it collected some samples. And what they did is, it first use those mapping technologies to map out its terrain and figure out, obviously like learn the surface, right? It's kind of like almost like AI control, right? Because it's hard to set signals from all the way to Bennu because obviously, even though it's in the speed of light, it's pretty far away, right? So anyways, just think about like from the moon, it's like what, 2 minutes it takes, like the speed of light or something like that. I think 2 minutes, maybe more. But anyways, basically they again, it's robotic autonomous control, right? So it map out the surface, learn what's going on there, and then it'll land in a spot, and it just does its regular stuff. It mines for space regolith, so it collected all the samples, in the dust and whatnot, and it it uses like this robotic arm, and it's kind of like a drill type of thing to like at least like get some samples going on, and then the robotic arm just like helps collect it and store it. So yeah, and that's that's pretty simple, right? Like you just map the terrain, land a specific spot, collect some regolith, and just leave. Just goodbye. Yeah, it's pretty simple, and surprisingly is pretty simple. It's called a tag maneuver, and I mean, if you think of tag, it's like tag, you're it, right? But it's also, tag is an acronym which means touch and go. So I think maybe that's why they named it tag. But anyways, so that's a tag maneuver. But yeah, that's how cool NASA is. I mean, it also tells us how advanced technology is. I mean, that's pretty crazy. It's just like all in one go. And I think that NASA has a bunch of really smart scientists and not smart, but also passionate scientists, and 200 scientists all over the world, 3 different agencies. It's a lot of work, and they made this a real possibility. So, congratulations to them. So today, they landed it. They landed the capsule. They landed the capsule in like Utah. I think it's like there's like a Utah Test and Training Center just a bit far off from Salt Lake City. So they landed there, and then now the scientists in Utah are going to collect the data and whatnot, see what they can learn from the sample dust. If it's like if it provides at least like the smallest hint about how life started and whatnot, or other essential building blocks of life, then it's like, wow, that's crazy. And then like a bunch of scientists get on this topic, and how that goes. So yeah, now another fun fact. Apparently, Bennu, they also thought that Bennu was supposed to hit Earth. They thought that according to research and some data collection and whatnot, Bennu is supposed to hit Earth. I think they're saying that it has a 1 out of 2007 chance of hitting Earth, but the greatest chance, I think that maybe that's the greatest chance. They didn't really specify what was the greatest chance, or like what are like the odds, like the actual numbers and whatnot. But apparently, the greatest chance of hitting Earth would be on September 24th, 2182. That's 159 years from now. That's crazy. And it's literally like 159 years from now. I mean, I'm recording this video, and this podcast, or this audio file, and I'm uploading it hopefully on the same day, on September 24th. So that's pretty crazy. I guess, and it also landed today. So it's huge. It's huge. So yeah. So I think if I'm trying to see if there actually are odds. Like they just said that it just says greatest chance. Okay, that's really awesome. Okay, that's fine. But I could do some more research, but I don't want to like bore you guys off. So yeah, but okay, so they're saying that Bennu is due to make its next close flyby on of Earth in just over a century in 2135. This is from ScienceFocus.com, BBC News, the BBC News Science Focus magazine. I'm quoting this from that magazine. They're saying that Bennu is due to make its next close flyby of Earth in over a century in 2135. 2135. So, I mean, you're feeling good, and you probably you're thinking, oh no, my descendants in the future are probably not gonna feel good. But I don't care. They got their own lives. My grandson or my great 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 grandson will figure it out. I'm not even gonna live there. It's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Whatever. All right. Yeah. So that's that. So yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on it? OSIRIS-REx. It's great mission, and I'm happy that you know it's a huge accomplishment, because like, here's the thing, right? For like the entire history of humanity, we're like curious humans, all right? We always want to know, how did we end up here? First, as like back in the ancient times, we want to know what's this world about. Now we know a lot about it. We may not know everything about it, but now we're like obviously going beyond. Now we're looking at space. Now we're looking at planets and exoplanets and like galaxies that are like a trillion light years away. And now we're like, and the NASA, and that's what NASA's doing that. And also as a sub-side project, they're like, wait, okay, now we have got all these crazy technologies. Let's see if we can figure out how did the solar system form? How did the planet form? How did we form? Right? I mean, you've probably heard that, oh, we're like made from stars. That's great, but yeah, that's like how, right? Like, that's great, we're made from stars. How? Like, right? So we're like curious guys right here. So, that's like the basic. That's like how science is just that's like basically the basics of science, right? Like, this dude is curious about something, and now he wants to figure out how. And if it becomes public, even other scientists want to figure out how, because again, they want to get credit too, right? So that's like how it was even back in the 1600s, 1700s, when someone published a discovery, and it's like, I could do more to that. Or if it's like a rejected discovery, people can say, no, I think it's true, and then they'll give better empirical evidence. They're like, oh, okay, this guy very smart. So, yeah. Yeah, okay, other than that, that's basically it. If you want, you can take a look at it too. That's it. It'll probably be interesting news for you too. OSIRIS-REx mission by NASA. So again, really cool, really great mission. Congrats to them, they got it back on Earth today. So yeah, they've been working on this mission since 2016. So that's like 7 years. It's pretty good stuff. All right. I mean, they could have worked on it more. Just that they haven't announced it since 2016. I don't know. So yeah, that's just like how it works, right? Like, when you have a plan, you don't actually announce it unless it's like, oh, it's like things are really clicking. Because I don't know if it applies to you guys, but maybe if I have a plan and I announce it way too early, like maybe it's as soon as the day that I think of the plan, it just never works out. So it's just like, it's a waste of time telling everyone this. But all right, so I'll leave. It's a pretty short video, but I hope you like short videos, I guess, because it's not a waste of time of me rambling about space and tech. Again, make sure to subscribe, share, and because again, I'm trying to like create a space and tech friendly community for all those geeks like us. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, follow, share with your friends who are like passionate about space and tech. And I'll guys see you soon. Oh, wait, I said this so wrong. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Later.